Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is my review where I will be taking an overview, an in-depth look at the three Xbox controllers that are out there in the wild. There is a fourth, which if you've got an old Xbox One, you probably got one of those. The way you can tell with that is that the plastic here is separated and it's a different type of plastic. And another featureless feature of the original Xbox One controllers is that they are just wireless. They've got radio frequency, they don't have Bluetooth, whereas all of the ones that were made for the Xbox One S and X, they are Bluetooth. So this is it right here. To be fair, I received this controller with my Xbox One X, and I never bought an Xbox One, but I can tell you, having used one, that there is a fair bit of difference. I wasn't that impressed going on to the Xbox One X with this controller. It felt quite cheap. The grips themselves quite movable. It wasn't very solid. I like the thumbsticks and I like the texture around the thumbsticks. They've held up quite well over the sort of almost 3 years that I've had it. You know, the triggers were all right, a bit slippery though. It was light. Batteries, the thing I did really like is that you can put you know, rechargeable batteries in or buy the play and charge pack, but I would definitely suggest get some any loops in there because they last for ages and you know they're just amazing. So yeah, it wasn't the best sort of introduction for me, at least, to the Xbox One X having this controller. It felt almost as cheap, if not cheaper, than the PlayStation 4 controllers. So not the best. But then about a year ago on release, I purchased an Xbox One Elite Series 2 controller, which is arguably the best controller I've ever used in my life. It's got a high price tag, but if you play your Xbox for hours a day or even quite a few hours at the weekend, you can't really go wrong. Yes, it's expensive, but you get so much. Please do check out my unboxing and review of this one. But you've got loads of features here, like, you know, it just feels solid. You know when you purchase something and you can feel that it's worth the money? That's the feeling that you get with this. It's hard to kind of explain other than that. You know, as you can see, the D-pads can be changed, the thumbsticks can be changed and replaced. That's fantastic. It's got the rubberized grips on the front and the rear. It's got 4 paddles. You can change the travel of the triggers. But you can map these 4 paddles. I've taken the paddles off for this, but you can map them to reload, to jump, whatever. It's got a rechargeable battery, but don't let that put you off. You can literally play every single Halo on one charge and more. I've been doing that with a friend recently, and you will be surprised just how long the battery on this one lasts. It's mind-blowing, it really is. You've got an extra button here, which switch between the different profiles. You can configure your controller on the Xbox, and you can pick you know, different sensitivities and things, and you can just swap them on the fly, whether you want a FPS or a strategy or a fighting game or even a driving game. You can just toggle between the different modes. You've got the normal buttons there, and you've got the guide button. What I like about this one is that the triggers are a little bit textured, and you know, the grips are textured too. It's just a really nice kind of subtle controller, I think. And like the other two there, this is also Bluetooth. It does work wirelessly with your phone if you're going to do remote play. I think it's a bit of an overkill taking this around with you with its price point, but still, if you want the ultimate, I guess you could get a phone with a really large screen, get some over-ear headphones and this, and yeah, you'll have an incredible experience. Not on the same level as a full surround sound system and a big OLED and things, but still a very enjoyable experience. And then that leads me on to this controller. Now, this is the Xbox One Series X controller. I've just called it a Series X, but it's actually the same controller in both the Series X and the Series S, and this actually replaced the Xbox One controller. You can't get that anymore, sort of brand new. And one of these will set you about £55. It is Bluetooth, and I honestly think it's one of the best controllers that they've ever made. It's, yeah, clearly not on the same level as the Elite, but the Elite is over £100 more than this. It's still got the feature that you can replace the batteries and put some rechargeables in, but it transfers a couple of the features, such as the textured triggers. The shape of the triggers are a little bit different. They're more curved rather than, I say sharper points, they're not really sharp points, but you get what I mean. You've got an extra button there as well for file sharing. You've also got the D-pad, which is a lovely D-pad, and I do wish that the Elite 2 controller had this D-pad. You've got two options for the D-pad for the Elite 2. You've got this one, the up, down, left, right, but then you've got a more flattened, rounded D-pad, whereas this one is in between both of them. It's sort of rounded, but you've still got accents for the up, down, and I think that's probably one of the best D-pads you can get. Yeah, the thumbsticks, you can't take them off or on, but it's a flush face there. The thumbsticks are similar to the ones on the Xbox One, and like I say, it's got the textured grips. It feels really solid. It actually is an improvement over the original Xbox One. I like the matte finish as well. It means you're not going to get fingerprints and things on it as easily. I just really like the overall look of it. You can get it in white and blue as well, but again, if you choose to use this with a mobile gaming clip and your phone with some wireless headphones, you're going to have a fantastic time too. All of these are Bluetooth and they should work with your mobile device. I think Apple iOS have a little issue at the moment where this one isn't connecting to the app. But these certainly do, and that's tried and tested by myself, and they work absolutely flawlessly with it. So there you go, that's the end of my video. I just wanted to make this video because there are a few controllers out in the wild right now for the Xbox, and I wanted to highlight the differences between them all. I hope this video has helped you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.